Saying no. Niggas know how I'm bumming, nigga. Yeah. Fuck what a nigga say, I feel like Dre. Man, the game is thick. Suckers wanna play and low Marquet until that bitch click. Big stick, hanging out the bottom of my 4-5. No lie, if I whip it out, somebody gon' die. Only time you hard is on the gram when you go live. Flexing with a tube but never blam, I'ma blow mine. Won't show mine until it's go time. Nah, you can't hold mine. Yeah, I got the whole mine, I'm on the goal line. And I'm going for 6, watch me up the scope. Caught him at the stove, he was with his hoe. Had to let him know, that's your ass, you don't get it past. You reap what you sow. Why you speaking low? Speak up, boy, you been a hoe. Boy, you been a bitch, get off dick, tryna steal my drip. Look up in the air, you see me, I'm fly as bird shit. Never on no nerd shit, why you on that lame shit? You don't want no smoke, you get smoked with who you hang with. You know what I'm saying? Lame ass niggas talking about they in some gang shit. Nigga, you was a bitch, nigga. Matter of fact, nigga, you was a hoe. Nah, you ain't no hoe, cause hoes get dope. Man, you pussy ass a cat.
We fucking lied, my niggas.
Tell him free to act. Feeling free of rat, you know he told how you sleep with.
Heart2Start podcast back with y'all, man. We had some technical difficulties on the last recap, but we decided, you know what, since it's Tuesday night, y'all got about 2-3 hours left to make your wire targets, to make your best move, your next move, like a chess move. So this is wire talk. Let's get straight into it. Break it down real swell. Right now, it's messed up this week because this is actually the week where there's not a lot of running backs on there, right? So right now you kind of dumpster diving, right? You dumpster diving for running backs. So right now, JD, you got the hottest ticket right now is Gainwell, correct? What you think about the boy?
Definitely. I mean, Gainwell it definitely is the hottest ticket, but I also would double that back up just to be on the safe side. If you can't get Gainwell, go ahead and go get Boston Scott. You ain't got to put no motherfucking wire move in for him. No wire claim in for him. But if you up at after 12:01, go ahead and go snatch Boston Scott just to be on the safe side. 100%. As my 1A, 1B move.
I feel what you're saying because there's a lot of leagues where running backs is a lot of leagues right now. It's a lot of running back injuries, so it's thin right now. If I got Gainwell, I'm definitely trying to go get Boston Scott. If I don't got Gainwell, I don't know if I'm trying to go get Boston Scott, but maybe if I got 2 running backs on my roster and I'm like, you know what, I was desperate last week, like how I had to play Hasty. I didn't want to play Hasty coming off the IR. I was desperate. So Boston Scott could definitely be somebody that I could see. I'm just worried about that if Miles Sanders can run, what makes you think that they're going to change the game plan to run more and give their running back more than 7 carries? I don't believe in it. I'd rather have Gainwell because their game script is already negative every game they've played this year.
I feel that. I definitely feel that. But yet, you know, I would rather be ready than not ready.
Early to the party.
Stay ready. No, not early to the. This is if you're ready, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. This is that's what this is. Early to the party is that you went and got Gainwell when them niggas had dropped when they dropped him 2 weeks ago when he wasn't doing shit. That's early to the party instead of being tardy to the party. So the niggas that got Gainwell 2 weeks ago, a week ago off the wire when the niggas had dropped him. Them niggas, they showed up, they showed out, you know, they went and got their car washed, their car waxed, they went and got the slap in the car, you know, because like Mac Dre said, when you pull up to the function in your car, that's a that's a player's debut, you know. So I've been pulling up to the function in my whip, shined up and woo-wah, but I wasn't able to do that in certain leagues, but I do got Gainwell. I just traded for Gainwell in the league. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like Mac Drizzler said, you know, when you pull up, it's your debut, and he got that, yeah. So that's what you're doing with Gainwell right now, 100%. But, you know, some of y'all don't know about this Northern California talk right now, so that might have went over your head. On to the next.
Devontae Freeman. Gainwell is the hottest running back to get.
He's the hottest. Who hotter than me right now?
It's ugly right now.
Gainwell's the hottest.
Devontae Freeman.
I like Freeman. I threw Freeman in my flex in the ALB and in the 14 team, and he paid dividends. in the second week. I didn't have him the week before, but in this week, I threw his ass out there, and he played. As a matter of fact, I hit for a couple of dollars on my DFS. It wasn't a lot. It was 100 plus, but yet I threw him in my DFS as my second running back. He paid dividends 100%, even though they on a bye this week, but yet Murray out, Tyson, Le'Veon not doing nothing. I mean, Devontae, he showed what he could do for you in New York last year.
He might be the most fresh. I'm gonna tell you who I got ahead of him and Boston Scott. Rashad Penny. I haven't. He just came back. They just eased him in. Alex Collins already dealing with it. They just threw him to eat up those yards. We running the ball. Even if DK had it good, we're going to keep it out of Geno's hands. Rashad Penny with Carson, no coming back in sight. Alex Collins already banged up and was questionable to go into that game. I mean, why not? Everybody been taking a chance on Penny this long. Why not take one more? I mean, this is literally his last leg.
Are you busting a wire pick on him, or are you just grabbing him?
I don't spend wire picks on too many people unless it's an absolute need. So no, I'm gonna look to go grab him when everybody's asleep.
When it
they
clears.
Made their wire pick.
And when it clears, I feel it.
But I don't believe in him. But
No, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of motherfuckers got him last week. Once it showed that he was getting activated, and that that Carson was still on the IR and whatnot. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to go ahead and go get him off when he clears, when a few motherfuckers went and got him last week. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm taking a shot on him. Another person that's not on our list. That I want to throw out there. If you're a Mixon owner, I think I will go get Samaje Perine. It just makes sense when you talk about handcuffs. Go get Perine if you got Mixon. If you don't have Mixon, don't even waste your time. But, that's a quick gem to throw out there. Let's talk about your other running back you had. You had Bolden.
Definitely. 6 receptions, 73 yards and a touch, behind what Damian Harris did with 14 carries and 106 yards in a touch. Even though it was against the Jets, 54-6 game, whatnot. I mean, he's playing that role of what James White has played. You know what I mean? So definitely, Mac Jones is going to continue to look for him in that dump off role. It's not something that you could start every week. But yet, come these bye weeks, and if your flex is on a bye week, you definitely want to throw Bolden out there.
I'm at a point. Excuse me. I'm at a point where I don't want no Patriots running back except Harris. Any given week he could not have a role. Bolden, that is. I don't want no parts of anybody over there. I did have Bolden in a few leagues where I was desperate, and I actually dropped him this week, and this would have been the week to have him. I did keep him in one because, like I said, I'm desperate, but I'm not really feeling Bolden. And also, Taylor has been somebody who's been mentioned on some of the wire targets, and I don't think I'm, like I said, Harris or nobody. Let's talk about somebody who's not on the list, and that's Peyton Barber with the Jacobs injury. I know Drake is playing good. I'm on the Drake train now if Jacobs ain't going to stay healthy, but is Peyton Barber somebody you just take a flyer on and grab?
No, not at all. But just based on what Drake has did these last 2 games,
doing his thing. So Drake is definitely a target to try to go trade for right now. New regime, good idea. Even it's the same coordinators and coaches, but it's still the different decision maker. Let's talk about Marlon Mack, one of your stashes.
No, I mean, just based on the need for a running back at certain teams, and the less of a need that the Colts need him for, just based on where they have JT and Naheem. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the what is it called? The fucking the supply and demand. You have a less amount of quality running backs, and the demand for quality running backs it only makes sense for him to ship it. It only makes sense for the Colts to go ahead and ship him out to somebody that needs him, even though they might feel that he's might be worth a X round of pick and what the team is willing to give up, the trading team to give up. But yet, I'm pretty sure that he will get shipped out to a team that needs him, and to where he's commanding at least 15 carries a game for sure, because he's just coming off not last year, but the year before that, 1,000-yard rushing season, to where he's capable of toting that rock.
Yeah, no. I had Mac on a few rosters. I mean, him getting traded to a good fit is definitely something worth stashing to me. I won't bust a wire move on him, but the deadline, like you said, you want to be early, stay ready. So grab him now. Why not? I'm with you on that for sure. Let's talk about like the wide receivers and the flex. Number one wide receiver, obviously, Bateman, right?
Yeah, I mean, it shows. I mean, his first game which wasn't his last game. His first game, he commanded 6 targets, which only hit for 25, 26, 27 yards. You know what I mean? In a winning effort. But here it come in his last week against Cincinnati, which was another 5 to 6 targets that hit for 80 yards, even though that Sammy's not there. And we can't depend on Sammy because we have seen that in Sammy's career, and with just him transpiring from the preseason, which he looked like the number one guy over there, in his first 2 games back, commanding 13 targets in 2 games or 12 targets in 2 games. In the second game, it hit for 80 yards. I mean, why wouldn't he be the number one receiver on the wire pick right now?
I'm messing with Bateman before we the last show. I'm rocking with Bateman. I rock with Bateman. He's that big target. The reason they drafted him, he had a lot of chemistry and a lot of coverage on him in the offseason, in before preseason, before he got hurt. Practice, training camp. It was ran and raving about Bateman, which is really one of the reasons Hollywood went a little later. But I think that they complement each other. I think Hollywood is that big play guy. Bateman is that big target guy that Jackson knows he could throw that dart or something, when he has somebody around him, because
he's short to intermediate.
Yeah, he's nice. I'm loving Bateman. Bateman is somebody I put in with like Kadarius Toney, somebody I want to have on my bench to tuck him and him. Those are the 2 wide receivers that could be semi-league winners, kind of like how Michael Pittman was towards the end of the year, having those big games.
And what Pittman is doing right now, too, though, bro.
What he's doing
everything.
Right now.
Pittman is killing, bro. You see the way he did on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
I'm messing with Pittman. Other wide receivers I got Michael Gallup. I've had him on the IR in one of my leagues. Being a Schultz owner, having Schultz on my team, I'm not gonna say that I don't think Gallup's gonna eat away from Schultz. But on the flip side, if Schultz eats and Gallup is that kind of that guy that they're using Schultz for, kind of the big plays, the moving the chains, the middle of the field, I think Gallup is somebody to grab right now, stash. Not looking at the age, if we're not comparing age, if we're talking about Kadarius Toney and Bateman being somebody that might help you a lot at the end of the year, maybe even Gallup too. We've seen Amari, continue to kind of be nicked up, even though he's playing. We don't know what's going to hold right now. If you got a piece of that Dallas offense, you got fantasy. Think about it. Everybody's starting Zeke. Everybody's starting Dak, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and Schultz. Everybody's starting every playmaker on that team week in and week out. Why not have a piece of Michael Gallup tucked away?
I can't disagree with that, definitely. Especially when Michael Gallup plays the X as the number one guy. 100%.
So he's not somebody I'm going to throw in.
The reason why he plays that role for a reason. 100%.
Another guy you got on there, Russell Gage. You know, we talked a little bit about this before the show. I'm not with you on the Russell Gage, but tell the people why he's somebody to consider.
Definitely. I mean, you know, you're not throwing him in as your wide receiver too. You're throwing him in as your flex coming into these bye weeks. Definitely. And him being that third option, which we seen Kyle Pitts emerge as the number one threat over there the last 2 weeks, even though that my boy I can't even think of the young Bulls. Calvin really came back this week. He came back this week, but he wasn't the number one guy over there. You know, we seen what
Cordero.
Pitts did. No, we seen what Pitts did in London. We seen what Pitts did this week in Miami, but also we seen what Gage did coming back off of injury. First game back, commanding 5 targets, 4 targets, 63 yards, and a tutty. On top of being out targeted by a Pitts. First game back in 2 weeks with the Ridley. But yet, here it is, even though it was still Miami, he still commanded looks. And he scored 100%. So why not have him in your flex if your number one flex option is out on a bye week and you're able to go get him after 12:02 this morning, 12:03 this morning, and throw him in there if you need to be. Definitely.
I ain't fucking with Russell Gage. I fuck with him. He's Michael Gallup.
But like I said, this isn't
my
WR2 spot. This is just a flex play coming into a bye week that I'm able to get off of a pickup. Not
to me, five. I wouldn't be comfortable starting Russell Gage other than if you got lucky and played him last week, unless somebody is hurt. Because to me, commanding isn't 5 targets, but all that means is that he did what he did with those targets and were able to get a touchdown. If he didn't get a touchdown, he was going to have 7, 8 points. You know what I'm saying? 9 points. I'm not really doing. But if we talking about stashing Michael Gallup, if somebody gets hurt, Russell Gage is in that category.
Yeah, but Atlanta's not also. But Atlanta's also, they were down in that game, so they were forced to throw the ball.
They were up first, though. They were up most of the game, and then
they were up most of the game. But going into that last drive, they were down, so they were forced to throw the ball as well. So Atlanta's not going to be up in many games like that. You know, or they might be up, but they're also going to be battling in order to, you know, to keep that lead as well. So they're going to be forced to throw the ball.
I just love all the other pass catchers. It's just hard for me.
I feel it.
To, you know, especially with the addition of Cordero Patterson. You know what I'm saying?
No,
what about Uzama?
Patterson is definitely a fucking league winner right now for these first 8 weeks, 7 weeks that we have been here. Patterson is having boys being, you know, top 3, top 4 right now in your league right now, and you done got him off the wire. You definitely didn't draft Patterson.
Hey, another person that's, I don't know if he's out there. He's probably on people's IR, but if Will Fuller is out there, you might want to grab Will Fuller, especially if Deshaun Watson is going back to Miami. Why not? Fuller, Waddle, give me both of them. I'll take a whole bunch of them. Let's talk about your boy Uzama. Uzama, is he sneaky right now? Is he getting put in that category, or is it just 2 outlier games?
I mean, two is a trend, 3 is a
thing. Wait, 20. He's had his last 4: 26, 3, 10, and 25.
Oh, so look, 2 is a thing, 2 is a trend, 3 is a thing, and who do they have this week? Is the fucking Jets, bruh. We just seen what a rookie quarterback with no weapons like what the Bengals got. I don't know. I got him in my DFS lineup right now for 5,400. Him and T. Higgins, 100%, bro.
Man, this fool
right now.
This fool Jokic got hurt, man. Messed up.
No. So shout out to Uzama, like you said in the chat. Uzama with the llama. But you know, that's on some other shit that we, you know.
Hey, what's crazy, right? As far as Uzama, are you playing him over Hunter Henry?
I mean, Hunter Henry has had at least a TD in the last 2 games, maybe 3 games it is. I'm not sure, but Usama, whatever his name is doing the same thing that a Hunter Henry is doing. You know what I mean? And they got to be about the same price on DFS. You know what I mean? I'm putting a ticket in for Uzama because I'm pretty sure that the boys was proactive on Hunter Henry just based on he might have been doing it a week earlier than Uzama, but for the last 2 games, Uzama, whatever, I apologize, bro. He's still floating out there on the wire. So yeah, give me a Osama. No, not Osama. Please forgive me for that. And plus, I think that the Bengals offense is better than the Patriots offense. And they're going into playing what the Patriots just did against the team that they just did, the 54, and they're playing the same team. So give me Osama.
Yeah.
Uzama. I'm sorry, bro. My bad, doggy.
I'm messing
He's
with
a brother. So you got a TJ Hushmanzada and you got a CJ Uzmada.
It was
I'm
Mo
sorry,
Ali
bro.
Cox.
My bad, doggy.
Tight
Please
end.
forgive me.
Tight end. I play Mo Ali Cox. Let's talk about him as a
Is
tight
Damian
end.
Harris for Allen Robinson worth it? No. You keeping Damian Harris. Even though that Allen Robinson might break out against the 49ers where we seen Michael Pittman just go up and
I'm
shit
off the
on.
Allen Robinson train.
Yeah, definitely. So that's I just said no. I'm keeping Damian Harris.
I'm
I
keeping
can't do that,
Damian Harris
Desert.
because you're forced to start Allen Robinson, and it's hard. Like it's hard. I just made a trade in the dynasty league. I gave up a 2nd-round pick for Emmanuel Sanders just so I don't gotta start Allen Robinson.
Damn.
That's what I just did. That's how.
That's saying a lot, bro.
I can't do it.
I'm shook. And the cold thing is, on a DFS hype, I got Allen Robinson in my lineup because he's only 5,400. But yet, what I seen what Michael Pittman did to the 49ers this week, which the Bears and the Niners play this week, bro, I had to go get Allen Robinson at that value, bro, just based on that. My boy from Ohio State, I can't even think of his name. All you got to do is just throw the shit up.
Yeah. Man, I'm definitely not. He said it's because he's a bench running back for me. Still, is I feel like you can go get more than Allen Robinson.
You can go get somebody off the wire.
His name is hot right now, but Allen Robinson is not producing.
If Damian Harris is your bench RB, bruh, it has to be a 10 or 8 to 10 team league, bruh. It might even be a 12 team league, but yet the way that Damian Harris has performed the last game, and I want to say the game before that, Damian Harris has looked like a straight RB2 starter, bro, for sure. And Allen Robinson hasn't given you. It's an 8-man, definitely. I believe it. Don't do it. Keep Damian Harris because you're going to be able to go find a wide receiver on your wire, bro. Don't do it. Keep your running backs.
Yeah. To round it off, though, Mo Ali Cox, somebody that's hot.
I'm fucking with Mo Ali just based on this. The league is more wide receiver focused.
Well, if you starting 3 or 4 wide receivers and 2 running backs or something very often, I could see where you might want to do that. But it's hard to let go of Damian Harris. The rest of your roster, there has to be somebody else on there. And I really don't like Harris. I just think that New England, they like to run the ball, and if he's healthy, he's looking decent. Granted, they did play against the Jets, but they'll keep it going. Mo Ali Cox, though, touchdown in a lot of games in a row. I actually played
three
him.
straight games.
I played him against you when I just beat you in the Heart2Start. Those points ended up coming in handy for sure.
Well, he's definitely worth snatching. If you, like I said 5 shows ago, if you don't have one of the top tight ends, what you're looking for is 3 to 5 receptions in a tut, or you're looking for 6 to 7 to 8 receptions and 70 yards, which is going to get you 10 to 12 points.
Yeah.
And Mo Ali is doing that the last 3 games. You got to follow the fucking trends, bruh. So go get him, especially if you're weak at tight end.
Yeah, nah, I'd go grab him and throw him in while that offense is clicking like that. Another name I want to throw out that's not on here, Chenault might not be there, but people might have dropped him with last week being a bye. Look for him. Probably not there, but just check maybe. I don't believe in Slayton. Like I said, I don't believe in the Crowders. This is the time where, if you play in a league where you have a wire position and if you use it, it's over. Don't even waste your time if it's not somebody like a Gainwell or a Bateman. I would say stay away from everybody else and try to grab them without using Fab or without, being able to go pick them up when everything clears. So that's where I'm at with it.
My only thing is just like how Cuzzo said, them 2 players. My third player would be Osama, that I will put a wire in, just based on where the tight end position is, and if you're stronger at other positions, that means that you kind of shied away from the tight end position during your draft. And in Uzama, whatever brother's name is, like I said, please forgive me. He is somebody that you want to go grab because he's going to continue to put up points, and that fucking Joe Burrow is continuously is going to look for him just based on having a Chase and a T Higgins and a Tyler Boyd, but yet Osama is going to go ahead and get his numbers just based on he's seeing linebackers and safeties that he's completely outperforming, 100%, bro. So go get him.
Hey, well, look, y'all got about 2.5 hours to make them wire picks, man. I hope we was able to help y'all out. Make your next move your best move, like a chess move. We'll be back at y'all on Thursday to talk during the football game and also give y'all the Week 8 preview. Talk about some of these matchups that's coming out. Let's talk about some of these hard to start moves that everybody needs to make. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we on.
Yes, sir.
Hard to Start Fantasy Podcast, man. See y'all later this week, man. Good luck tonight on that wire.